Thanks for joining us here at Enjoy the View Travel, and welcome to the channel. This week's View on Travel Season 2 starts now. Hey guys, welcome to Season 2 of this week's View on Travel. So my hope for this season is that we're going to be able to talk about all of the current travel news and trends. I want you to always feel free to comment down below with anything that you want to talk about or any comments related to any of the news that we're discussing or the trends that we're discussing so that it can become more of a conversation between us. You're going to notice a few changes, which you've already seen our opening slides, and we'll have a new closing slide as well for this season. I'm going to try and be more present like this in the video so that you're not just hearing a voice, so that you see a face also. So I want to thank you for joining us in Season 2, and let's get to this week's View on Travel. After the two incidents over the New Year's holiday, I wanted to take a moment and say that Enjoy the View Travel continues to pray for the cities of New Orleans and Las Vegas, as well as the families who were all impacted by this tragedy. It's also a great time to remind you that when you are traveling, especially if you are traveling over a holiday, that you should always be mindful of your surroundings, and you should always make your safety the top priority. We would also like to send our condolences to Captain Kate, who is the captain on Celebrity Beyond, for the loss of Bug Naked. Now, if you follow Captain Kate on the socials, then you know that Bug meant the world to her and lived on the ship with her. So Bug has a huge following also on social media, and Captain Kate has said that she will continue to post pictures and videos of Bug because she has a ton that have not been shared yet. We all know that our pets, they become our babies and they become our family, and it is definitely a loss and a void that can never be filled. So Bug Naked, I hope you enjoy your journey on the other side of that rainbow bridge. It's here! Wave season 2025. So it is the prime season to book your next cruise. You can get exclusive perks that you will not see most of the time during the year. It is a perfect time to book that Alaska, Europe, New England, Canada, Panama Canal, and of course, Caribbean cruise. So I'm happy to offer a free consultation to discuss what cruise line and what destination would best fit your travel needs and expectations. So if you visit my website at enjoytheviewtravel.com, you can get more details and options to contact me for that free consultation. 2024's most on-time airline goes to Delta. So Delta received that award of being the most on-time airline in 2024. Not all the time on time, but most of the time. However, on the flip side of that, JetBlue was just fined $2 million by the Department of Transportation for chronically delayed flights. All right, so I don't typically do a lot of Carnival news, but this kind of went beyond Carnival, so I'm going to include it today. Carnival has sailed its last ship out of the Charleston, South Carolina port. Back in 2022, the Port Authority decided to not renew its contract with Carnival, and so it has officially expired. Some are asking if the port is going to completely stop allowing cruise ships to use the port altogether. But as of now, it's going to continue to have some cruise affiliations with Royal Caribbean, Celebrity Cruise Line, Viking, and American Cruise Lines. So ever since Juneau decided to implement a 5-ship restriction in Alaska, the cruise lines have been scrambling to figure out what they were going to do to cruise to other areas of Alaska. The city of Whittier and Norwegian Cruise Line collaborated with Hunatotems Corporation, I hope I said that correctly, on a project to help the cruise industry with this issue. This will make the second dock for the cruise ships in Whittier. The first dock only allows for Princess Cruise Line and Holland America Cruise Line to dock there. So this new dock will give Norwegian Cruise Line the first right of scheduling, but it will be open to all cruise lines. The double berth pier greeted its first ship in September of 2024. Well, as we head into the ski season, you might be a little disappointed if you are an avid skier. The Vail Resorts and Park City professional ski patrollers, their negotiators have met with the federal mediators and after about 7 days on strike, and the two sides still remain far apart on a resolution. So the union is asking for a $2 an hour increase in pay for entry level, along with overall better pay packages and improved benefits. A limited amount of lifts and ski runs are open at this time. Those making the trip to ski at the largest ski area in the U.S. have been disappointed by the long lift lines during this strike. Hopefully, they will come together soon and on a compromise so that the slopes can fully open and we can get back to skiing. All right, so I'm starting a new feature in season 2 with our travel deal of the week. And this week we are talking about Disney because they have announced that they are going to bring back their free dining for a limited time in 2025. There, of course, are going to be some restrictions that do apply to this, but if you are planning or would like to plan a trip to Disney World in 2025, I would love to help you with your trip. So if you will contact me at enjoytheviewtravel.com for additional details and free consultation. Okay, so last season we ended every episode with a cruise tip of the week. I decided to change it up just a little bit this year and make it a travel tip of the week, strictly because all of you do not cruise. There are other areas of travel that you enjoy as well, and you would enjoy tips on those. So we are going to make it a travel tip of the week. We will still include some cruise tips as we go, but it will include other areas of travel as well. So today we're going to be talking about travel insurance, and we have talked about this before. If you're traveling within the U.S., I really don't think you need to buy additional travel insurance because your health insurance should cover everything, being within the United States. Now, you still can purchase the travel insurance if you would like to. For example, if your health insurance is a minimal health coverage, then you could buy a travel, insurance package that would cover you should something happen. So one of the questions that I'm asked often when I bring up travel insurance is, why should I buy travel insurance? I've never needed it when I've traveled before. And yes, that might be true, but you don't need it until, you need it. So if you don't have it and something happens, let's be honest, anything can happen at any time. So at that point, it's too late. You can't get it. You don't have it. And now you are going to be having a lot of debt that you didn't necessarily intend on having, when a simple travel insurance plan could have prevented that. So let me give you an example. So I'm going to be going on a cruise in March. We're going to be going to the Bahamas, Jamaica, Grand Cayman. So if I didn't have the travel insurance, and I did just purchase my travel insurance for that this last week, but if I didn't have that and something happened to me medically that I needed to be, for example, airlifted off of the ship, that is super expensive, and I would never be able to cover that on my own out of pocket. But my travel insurance covers up to $1 million for medical evacuation. So cost for medical evacuations start at $20,000 and go up. And it just depends on where you are, how far you have to go, where you have to go as to the cost of that. And of course, as you can imagine, it just keeps going up. So you can pay per trip, or if you travel a lot, then you can purchase an annual plan. And it's based off of different things such as where you're traveling to, your age, the cost of the trip. So for my 7-day cruise in March, it's only costing me $91. And that's basically $13 a day. So that's a pretty good deal should something happen. Also, it doesn't just cover medical. It also covers trip interruption, trip delay, missed connections for air and cruise, baggage and personal effects, baggage delay, and so much more. So I always offer this to my clients who are traveling. And I have a really good company that I work with on that. And I cannot recommend it enough. I do hope that you never have to use it, but it is a small price to pay for the peace of mind. So if something does happen, that you do have that coverage when you're outside of the US. So that is all for this week's View on Travel. I want you to stay safe out there and stay warm. I know there's winter weather moving in all around. And until next time, enjoy the view. Thank you for watching this week's View on Travel. Be sure to visit us at enjoytheviewtravel.com. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification bell so you don't miss our next episode.